Hi there, it's Dave Clayton here from DCSE Limited. So as mentioned before, I'm the Senior Software Engineer. So I decided to do one more video just to sort of demonstrate putting it all together. There was a couple of bits I missed that I wanted to talk about. So that's what we're going to do here. So firstly, what I'm going to talk about is so any shared code we need between our microservices, what we're doing is actually building some NuGet packages for that sort of stuff. So what we've got is in Azure DevOps, we have artifacts, so we can actually build and package NuGet packages and put them here and host them as a library. So we've got a couple of bits, so some utility classes, our test framework that we showed, the given when then, and QCommon, which is the RabbitMQ functionality that we'll be using across many services as this matures and gets bigger. So I was going to use this as an example. So QCommon here, you'll see if we go to pipelines, we've actually got a separate pipeline here for QCommon. And what this does is, it's fairly simple, it basically installs dependencies, it builds it, runs the tests that are in there, and does a NuGet pack and a NuGet push to actually publish that to the library. So you'll see at the moment we're on version 1029, which is actually the same as the build pipeline version. So if we look back there, we should see the latest build is, where has that gone? 1029, right there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to open up that project and make a change so we can see this in action. So I'm just using Rider as I'm on a Mac. Obviously normally I'd use Visual Studio on Windows. So this library is fairly simple. It's really just got like RabbitMQ connection factory. So this is used to keep the connection in scope. So we have basically iDisposable pattern around this sort of connection logic, which I don't want to talk about too much now. We've got our service composition, which I mentioned in one of the previous videos. So where the user service uses this component, it will be calling services.register QCommon, which will do all of its DI. So that lives in this library. So it just means you haven't got to do this in every customer or consumer of the package. So you just call that and let it deal with it, which is nice. And then we have our sort of generic queue handler. We've got our message receivers, so this is what's handling the actual messages off the queue. Our message sender, but this is all very abstracted and generic, so it's not tied to any of the services. Obviously, it's going to be used across multiple places, so it's been designed specifically for that. Again, I don't want to get bogged down with the details in here. So what I'll do, I'm just going to make a sort of non-breaking change somewhere. Let's just put a carriage return in here and save that. And then what I'll do is I'll have this pipeline open. So I want you to see, so we keep an eye on this QCommon here. And we just see what happens. So we've got there's the service composition file, so we'll just commit that. Right, if you watch, as soon as I push, we should see this QCommon start to build. He says. Okay, so the screen just didn't refresh very well. So QCommon is now building. It detected the change in that folder. So again, the build pipeline is just looking at that particular folder. And you'll see here, so what does this normally take? A minute. So in a minute's time that will actually update. So while that's running, so we should have 1030. So what we should get in a minute is an update to that NuGet package. So what I'll do is I'll actually open up the user service. And what we'll do is we'll install that update. So that will finish very soon. So we'll just double check what version we're on at the moment. I've got a feeling it's actually out of date. So QCommon, in fact, look, we're on 1023, so it's actually not really, it's out of date there. So we're expecting to see 1030 appear in here shortly. Obviously it's 129 at the moment. But yeah, what you'll see here is that should, when it finishes, And the law of the solid is going to take a bit longer than normal, that's fine. I'd like to have shown you an actual component being deployed as well, but that does take a little bit more time. So maybe we'll do that in a minute and we'll see how that works as well. It's just quite nice to see it deploy onto Kubernetes. There we go, so NuGet push, we should be pretty much there. Cool, so if we look in the artifacts again now, so we're on 0.30, and if we go back to Rider, we should be able to then refresh in here. And hopefully this will pop in with 1030. In its own time. Cool, so there we go, 1030, so we could then just update that in all projects and carry on as normal. And that will be doing its install. Happy days. So I think what we'll do is I will give you a quick demo of a deployment as well, because it's quite interesting. So that's that done. What we'll do is we'll make a change to the email service. So at the moment the templates it uses are actually built into the email service, so it's another plan is to actually abstract that stuff out, but what we've got at the moment is the new registration template is here. So what I'll do is I'll just make a very simple change. Just going to little count. I'll change that to an exclamation mark instead of a full stop. So then what we can do, that's fine, I can commit all of that. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I only want to trigger the email service, so I will just annoyingly, I should have done it from that level. Sorry about this. Cool. So what we'll do then is we'll commit that change to the file. Right, and I'll push that in. If we go back to DevOps and the pipelines, we should see that the email service is now building, and only the email service. So this is now queued, waiting for an agent. I'm just using the free version, so I've only got one agent. In fact, there we go, it's actually started now. So this will take about 2 and a bit minutes. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video and we'll come back when this is done. Okay, so this is pretty much finished now, should finish at any second. So I've just driven it, in fact, by the time I click there, it's done, so 227. So this is version 1070. What we can do now is we'll see that email service is built, and what should happen is on the release, we should see email service is now queued. So what it's going to do is actually deploy to the CI environment. So what we can do is if I actually show you what's installed at the moment via Helm, what we can see here is for CI, the email service is on revision 10 and it's 1069. So what should happen is CI should get updated to 1070. So that will take a minute or two as well. Just while that's running, actually what I could do is explain the smoke test process. So when this deploys, as long as it's successful, this will actually run smoke tests against my deployed UAT environment. So, my deployed CI environment. So you'll see here I've got a CI address along with UAT address, so for different segregation there. So the smoke test will actually run on that environment, and I can show you that in Rider. So what we've got is a smoke specs project, and if I was to spin up the Docker, I can actually run these locally. So we're doing the email service, so this is actually going to use the fake SMTP server to check that the email sends. So I'm still using my given when then framework to keep things consistent. So what it's going to do is going to go to the home page, it's going to click on the sign up link, fill out the sign up form, submit the form, we should get a confirmation displayed, and then an email should be sent to the user. So that's the bit that's actually going to go and check the SMTP service. So it's just basically using this helper which I wrote to get emails from the server. So it just has an API call to that SMTP server. and then we should just get one back, and it should be a confirm your account email. So nice and simple. I don't like long GUI tests, and I don't like thousands and thousands of GUI tests. They really are slow and clog up the pipeline. So hopefully this will work just off the bat. So if I just run this test, hopefully we should see that run against the local environment. It should spin up Chrome, and there we go, filling it in, registration successful, and then it's checked the email server, that's then complete. So that's fully integration test and smoke test that component's working. So that should be what's happening on the CI environment. So in fact, CI is now deployed and those smoke tests are now actually running. So let's just confirm that with Helm. So if I just stop all of this again. Cool, so if we look at Helm, we should see 1070 for the email service on CI. So there we go, nicely automatically deployed using CI into the CI environment. And obviously once this smoke test finished, we'll then see UAT deploy. This will take a few minutes, so I'm going to cut the video short there. I hope you found this interesting. Just kind of wanted you to see the end-to-end process of how this works and how it glues together. I'd appreciate any comments you have or any questions. Please feel free to fire them at me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.